The FDA and CDC are pausing one of the COVID vaccines, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Here is their statement. Quote, "We are recommending a pause in the use of this vaccine out of an abundance of caution. As of April 12th, 6.8 million doses of the vaccine have been administered in the U.S. CDC, the CDC and FDA are reviewing data involving 6 reported U.S. cases of a rare but severe type of blood clot in individuals after receiving the vaccine. Right now, these adverse events appear to be extremely rare." Okay, so they're pausing it. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. There are 2 big arguments here, and they don't cut neatly across party lines. There are some Republicans who are super into the vaccine, some who even seem to support some kind of vaccine passport, and there are some left-wingers who maybe are a little bit more skeptical of the vaccine. So I think here that broadly the 2 camps. You have people on one side saying, come on, it's only 6 cases. The risk of blood clot from birth control drugs, from oral contraception is much higher. No reason to pause it. Let's keep pumping out that vaccine. Then you have people on the other side saying, see, we told you so. The vaccine isn't safe. It was rushed through. Nobody should take the vaccine. And here I am, right in the middle, holding the same position I've held from the beginning, which I think is being proven truer and truer each day, which is that anything you do in politics and in your personal life is going to involve some degree of risk. And a great key to politics, which none of the rationalists on either side, on the left or on the right, want to acknowledge, is prudence. Prudence is not just a virtue broadly, it is specifically and especially a conservative virtue. You weigh your risk. If I were extremely obese and 85 years old, I would very likely take that vaccine because I would feel that I had some risk, some serious risk of coronavirus. If I am a relatively healthy 30-year-old, then I probably won't take the vaccine because I don't think I'm at great risk. And by the way, if, God forbid, if I get the virus, if, God forbid, I have some terrible adverse side effect, do not let them write articles about me that say, virus skeptic or vaccine skeptic has a terrible adverse side effect or adverse consequence of the virus. Don't let them write those articles because I am acknowledging, I know that there is a risk, but there's a risk in anything in life, and I'm just making a risk calculation based on the numbers here, based on the data, the science, and I'm recognizing that I have a greater risk of getting in a car and driving to work than I do from the coronavirus as a relatively healthy millennial. Doesn't mean I have zero risk. I'm just recognizing that all of life has a risk. So it seems to me people ought to use their prudence and their judgment. Now, President Trump, interestingly, came out and is very upset at the pause in the vaccine. He says, the Biden administration did a terrible disservice to people throughout the world by allowing the FDA and CDC to call a pause in the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Dr. Fauci, on the other hand, is saying, I don't think it was pulling the trigger too quickly to pause the vaccine. We are ruled by the science and not any other consideration. First of all, we are not ruled in this country by the science. At least we're not supposed to be. We are supposed to be ruled by ourselves within the confines of the Constitution using our higher reason. The science, capital S with a trademark over the E, and its high priest, its pontiff, Dr. Fauci, are not supposed to rule us. And the science seems to change day by day by day. The science would not have been a great guidepost in assessing your risk from the virus or from the vaccine. The science told us don't wear masks through the pontiff, Dr. Fauci. Then, a few weeks later, the science told us you have to wear masks through the pontiff, Dr. Fauci. Then the science told us there's no risk whatsoever from the vaccine. Then the science told us there is such a risk that they're going to pause the vaccine. And they've said it's going to be a short pause, but then other people have said it might be paused indefinitely. So the science, quote unquote, is not going to guide you. Your prudence and your higher faculties of reason will. Hey, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell so that you do not miss any content from The Michael Knowles Show.